You can turn any sketch, and I mean any sketch, into a real printable coloring page using Affinity Designer, even if you've never opened the app before in your life. And I'm gonna walk you through the whole thing step by step, going from a sketch on a piece of paper, getting it onto your iPad, and then tracing it using the pen tool in Affinity Designer. And then get it to a point where you can actually export it and start coloring it in. And the best part is there's no AI tools in sight. So let's go. So here's what we're starting with. This is a sketch I drew on paper, nothing fancy, and it's a little rough in spots, and that's completely fine. And here's what we're gonna end up with: a clean, bold coloring page with solid outlines ready to print or use in a digital coloring app. And here's a quick look at how we're getting here. We're going to bring the sketch into Affinity, trace it over with the pen tool, clean the lines up, and export it. That's just 4 steps, and you can totally do it. And your sketch does not have to be perfect for this to work. Just a rough sketch of an idea is the whole point of what we're doing. So don't overthink it, grab whatever you have, and let's do this together. So first up is getting your sketch into Affinity Designer. The easiest way is to take a photo with your phone or a scan with your phone. What you're trying to do is not get too much shadow on the picture that you take. The cleaner the photo, the easier it is to trace. And you can use your Notes app on the iPhone to scan it, or the Preview app, and it sharpens the lines automatically, and it's a really great feature of your iPad or your phone. You could also just sketch directly on your iPad. You can do it in Affinity. You can use any art app that you like. That's even better because you're already halfway there. Your sketch is already on your iPad. So now we're gonna open Affinity Designer and create a new document. I'm gonna use the letter size preset because we want it ready for printing. I've just made an additional one here that turned off the margins, but you don't have to do that. You can just open up the letter size preset and then turn off the margins. So now we need to place in our sketch that we made. So go to File, Place, and then drop your sketch into the canvas. And just depending on where it is on your iPad, mine was in my Files app. So once it's in, lock that layer. You can just swipe on it and then tap on Lock. And this is going to be your reference layer. We're going to trace right on top of it. And locking it just means we won't accidentally move it around while you're working. And that's it for step 1. It's super simple. Your sketch is locked in, and now we're ready for the next step, which is tracing. And that's actually turning this into a coloring page, and it's surprisingly simple. We're just gonna go ahead and grab the pen tool. It's right here on the toolbar, and it looks like a fountain pen tip. And I know what you might be thinking, especially if this is the first time you've ever used Affinity. Haley, I've never made a vector before. The pen tool seems a little intimidating. And I totally get it, but here's the thing. For a coloring page, your lines don't have to be perfectly smooth. They just have to be closed shapes. That's it. So before we start tracing our lines, we can choose our line weight now. Line weight is how thick or thin our lines are going to be. With the pen tool on, you can see the stroke slider on the side. And you'll see the width setting here, and you can slide up and down on it or tap and enter the exact number that you want. I like to go somewhere between 4 and 8 points, depending on how big the document is or how big or small the details are in your drawing. And in most coloring pages, personally, I vary the line weight, just choosing one thick and one thin size for consistency and going back and forth between those 2 sizes. So now we can start tracing. So just tap on the outline of your drawing. Each tap places an anchor point, and Affinity connects them with a line. If you want a curved line instead of a straight line, tap and drag, and you'll see these handles pop up that let you bend the curve. And if you've ever felt like you can't get a smooth curve, the trick is to place fewer points and let Affinity do the bending for you. The more points actually means it's harder, not easier, so less is more here. And when you close a path, meaning you tap back onto your very first point, you'll see it snap shut. And just a little tip here, the nodes don't have to be crossing in order for it to make a closed shape. Once this is exported as a PNG or printed, that's going to be a closed shape no matter what, because the width of each line meets up. And closed shapes are what allow your coloring page to actually be colored in without the color leaking everywhere. And don't stress if some of your lines are a little wobbly. It just gives the page some character, and we're going for fun and not perfect. So just keep going and trace all your main outlines. And this is just a fun theme that I came up with. I had a really great pizza the other day with my husband, and it just really inspired me. So today I'm making a pizza themed coloring page. A lot of my coloring pages that I make that I share either on Patreon or coloring books that I make and sell on Amazon KDP just kind of come from my real life experiences. I know that's kind of like cliche when it comes to art, but I really put it into practice because otherwise I get into paralysis of not being able to come up with an idea. So just not taking it too seriously and just getting ideas from even just small moments throughout my day or a really outstanding pizza is going to take you a long way with even just practicing making your coloring pages and coming up with ideas. But they turn out to be really charming and fun. So this is just my method in general. So quick pause. What obstacles are you facing when making coloring pages? Is it choosing the right program, learning the right program, or is it just coming up with ideas? Let me know in the comments and let's figure out how to make this easier for you. Okay, so now our whole image is traced and we can turn off the sketch layer so we can just see the traced lines. If you've got any gaps in your lines where the color might leak through, now is the time to fix those. So just zoom in, grab the node tool. It's this little arrow icon here, and you can pull individual anchor points around to close any gaps or fix any overlaps, because I don't like these overlaps either. Or you can just use the node tool to make adjustments to the shapes if you're unhappy with anything, or even change the thickness of the lines if you changed your mind on how thick you wanted them. And one more thing, if your drawing has a lot of separate elements, go ahead and group them. So to do that, I open up the layer panel, and to select them quickly, I single finger tap the top one and then double finger tap the bottom one. Now go to the 3-dot menu and then tap on group. It's super helpful if you want to resize or reposition things later. Okay, so this is the last step. This is when it all pays off. Let's export this thing. So go to the file menu and then export. And now you've got a few options depending on what you want to do with it. If you're printing it at home or sending it to a printer, choose a PDF. Make sure the resolution is set to 300 dpi. That's what you want for your print quality. Lower than that and it'll look pixelated when it prints, and that's a huge bummer, so just double check that setting. If you want to use this as a digital coloring page, export it as a PNG instead, and make sure the background is transparent. And you can make the background transparent by going to File, Menu, Canvas, and then Transparent Canvas. That way you just get the clean line art with no white background. Hit export, name your file, save it to a particular spot that you can go back to and find it again, and then you're done. And look at that. This is a real printable coloring page made from your sketch. And one fun bonus, you should do this before you export it. If you want to make it look extra polished, go back into Affinity and add a simple border or even your name as a little watermark before you export it. I just add my logo at the bottom. It makes a huge difference if you ever want to share it or sell it. People know that you made this. So we went from a little rough sketch all the way to this, a clean, bold coloring page in your style that you made from start to finish in Affinity Designer. And you did that. That's no small thing. You just learned a skill that a lot of people think is way more complicated than it really is. If you want to take this further and turn your single page into a full paperback coloring book with multiple pages, a cover, the whole thing, and then sell it on a place like Amazon KDP, go ahead and watch this video and I'll show you exactly how to do it.